All right, so you're here with us because you want to get straight to the facts and understand what's actually important, right?
Absolutely.
And today we're really focusing in on something big, NASA's Artemis II mission.
Definitely a big one.
We're going way deeper than those long articles out there, and we'll uncover why this mission is such a huge leap for going back to the moon and even Mars eventually.
Yeah, you got it. We've taken all the need-to-know info straight from NASA themselves.
To break it all down for
Puts it
you.
that way.
And this is actually the perfect time for this because just recently, on March 23rd, 2025, NASA hit a big goal down at Kennedy Space Center.
Right.
They put together that massive space launch system rocket, the SLS,
Yeah.
with its super powerful solid rocket booster.
Huge milestone.
Yeah, so let's jump right in. What is this SLS rocket that's the backbone of the mission?
Well, you can think of the SLS as like NASA's ultimate workhorse.
Yeah.
It's their most powerful rocket ever, and it's specifically made to get astronauts and a whole lot of cargo further than Earth's orbit. This is how we get Artemis going and eventually humans on Mars.
So it's not just an improvement on older rockets,
No.
like what we use for the International Space Station?
Right. It's completely different.
Okay,
This thing is built for deep space. And the cool part is it's modular. So
interesting.
NASA can customize it for different missions, like swapping out the top parts or the boosters.
Oh, that makes sense.
So the core stage is the main structure, a huge 212 feet tall, and just the engines alone weigh about 219,000 pounds.
It's enormous.
Oh, yeah. It's like the spine connecting all the essential pieces, like the launch vehicle stage adapter, which helps link the core stage to the upper stage.
Wow, that really puts the scale into perspective. And then you have those 4 RS-25 engines on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
The power they generate is just mind-blowing.
It is. They produce over 2 million pounds of thrust during liftoff.
Really?
Yeah. And you need that much power to escape Earth's gravity and send the Artemis II crew towards the moon.
Makes sense.
And keep in mind, even though this is the SLS's second flight, this is the first time it's carrying humans.
So crazy.
Yeah. And it's worth noting, these RS-25 engines are actually upgraded versions of the ones used on the space shuttle.
Interesting.
So they're taking what they learned over decades of human spaceflight.
So they've put in a lot of improvements.
Exactly.
Okay, so the SLS is the powerhouse that gets us there.
Right.
But what's the main goal of the Artemis II mission itself?
Artemis II is the very first crewed test flight for the entire Artemis program.
Wow.
This is a big deal. It's not just about circling the moon. This is a full test run of all the vital systems that will be needed to actually land astronauts on the moon later on.
So it's like a proving ground for human space travel in deep space.
You got it. The data and experience they get from sending astronauts past Earth's orbit on this lunar flyby is going to be invaluable for planning and doing even more complicated missions, including sending people to Mars.
Okay.
Artemis II is all about seeing how Orion performs in the intense conditions of deep space, like how well the radiation shielding works during a long journey.
So that's the goal for this specific mission. But if you zoom out, what's the big picture for the whole Artemis program?
Artemis is NASA's big plan to explore the moon.
Okay.
And their main goal is to get astronauts back on the lunar surface.
Right.
But it's more than that. It's like a crucial stepping stone because it lets us test the technologies, systems, and procedures we need to get humans to Mars.
So each mission is a building block, getting more complex as they go.
That's it. Each Artemis mission will test and improve our deep space capabilities.
Right.
From how the spacecraft performs to how we manage life support over long periods. The ultimate goal is to have a permanent human presence on and around the moon.
Wow.
And that's what will give us the experience we need for even longer trips,
Okay.
like going to Mars.
So we really need this stepping stone.
We do.
And the name Artemis itself, it has a connection to history, doesn't it?
It does. In Greek mythology, Artemis is the twin sister of Apollo. And, Apollo was the program that first landed humans on the moon.
Yeah,
So it's a link on purpose. A new era of lunar exploration.
I like that. And of course, the SLS is made to carry the Orion spacecraft,
Yeah.
which we've seen in NASA's visuals will travel way past Earth on these Artemis missions.
Right.
So just to recap Artemis II with that incredible SLS rocket, is the first crewed mission sending astronauts around the moon to fully test everything we need, not only for going back to the moon, but also for that giant leap to Mars.
That's it. A mission with a huge impact.
Learning about Artemis II has been so insightful. It really shows how big and ambitious we're getting with space exploration.
Oh, yeah.
So here's something for you all to think about. As we start to have humans living and working beyond Earth's orbit, What unexpected opportunities or challenges do you think we'll face in the decades to come?
That's a great question.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting future.
It is.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive on Artemis II.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next time for another fascinating look into the world of space exploration.
Okay, great.
Until then, keep looking up.
Yeah, keep looking up.